Hello there everybody, and welcome back to another music video makeup Monday. I'm your host here today, Miss Nikki. Today we're going to be recreating a look that I remember back in the day I would be told I look like this person, I am this person, OMG, and I was like, but now as I've gotten older, I'm like, okay, that's kind of cool. I'll take it. Today we're going to be doing LORDE. We're going to be doing her look from Royals. We're going to talk a little bit about her upbringing. We're going to talk about, how she got into music, I guess, a little bit of her childhood, and then Royals and how Royals actually did on the charts and all of that jazz. Of course, she has more stuff that came after that, but this is the biggest banger. This is the thing that got her known. So it's not going to be too crazy in depth as far as where she is now and whatnot, but it'll be enough in depth, and it's a really pretty look. So let's go ahead and get started. So LORDE, right? LORDE was actually born not with the name LORDE. I'm sure you guys are shocked by that, right? No. LORDE was born by the name of Ella Marija Alani Yelikovich O'Connor. Yeah, Ella O'Connor, essentially. She was born November 7th, 1996 in a suburb of Auckland, New Zealand. Her mother was of Croatian descent and her father was Irish. She was the second child of 4 kids in total. She has an older sister, a younger sister, and a younger brother. At the age of 5, LORDE joined a drama class and kind of was exposed to all different types of literature. Her mom really was big on encouraging her to just kind of read all types of different books, and essentially that kind of was what kind of helped her when it came to her writing styles, was being exposed to that. I'm a little bit bummed right now because I'm having really bad breakouts, probably not eating well. That's probably my issue, so disregard all of this down here. Being in this drama class also did help her with her public speaking, which is good. At the age of 6, after a instructor kind of sat and talked with her parents, she went to go take kind of like a cognitive sort of course or a test to see where she stood. Her instructor was definitely on the wave of like, hey, your kid is pretty smart, you should go get her tested, and they did, and she ended up passing and was considered to be a gifted and talented student. Her mom ended up kind of enrolling her into the gifted and talented school that was out there, but then decided to unenroll her from the school because she kind of had like social development concerns, I guess, from being in that school. I don't really know what that might mean, but essentially she was unenrolled even though she did pass to be in that program. Went to a different school, and while she was in school, she ended up placing 3rd place in a speech competition and a national contest, which was in 2006 and 2007. And then she also was in some finals as well for the same sort of thing when she was 10 and 14. So she was definitely gifted and talented in that regard, and definitely was a smart kid. In 2009, she had a friend in school by the name of Lewis McDonald, and together they actually ended up winning a talent show that they kind of had going on at the school. And in August of that same year, they ended up going to be guests on Jim Mora's radio talk show that he had that was on the air. They ended up performing a song called Mama Do as well as You Somebody. So not bad. I actually went back to listen to the You Somebody clip, and it was pretty good. I mean, she's got such a unique voice, and at that time, she was super young. So pretty cool opportunity to be placed onto the, the radio at that time. McDonald's father went on to actually take those recordings that were on the radio and sending them out to different A&R reps, specifically Universal. There was a rep that was out there by the name of Scott McCallahan. He was the A&R representative at the time for Universal. And after listening to it, apparently he just signed LORDE up for, making an album, essentially. He was definitely interested. In December of 2011, McCallahan ended up basically pairing LORDE up with an additional writer whose name was Joel Little. He was a songwriter, producer, former like Goodnight Nurse lead singer, and the pair went together and they recorded 5 songs for a EP. They were recording everything and it took them about 3 weeks for the most part to record the songs and whatnot. But during that time frame, she kind of took a break from school and decided not to go back to school after that point. She just kind of was like, hey, you know what? I'm not about to go back to this. I'm going to continue doing what I'm doing with this music, with this writing, all of that jazz. In November of 2012, she released her first EP on SoundCloud. It was called The Love Club. And it did pretty well, better than maybe they had anticipated. It was downloaded about 60,000 times, and it kind of gave Universal the green light, no pun intended, to move forward and create an actual album release with her, not just an EP. It also proved that she could kind of bring in a wider range of audiences. I think given her sound, there was a little bit of pushback of like, are people gonna like this? Will they not like this? They didn't know, but fortunately it did work to her advantage. It was basically royals too that kind of helped push her into these different categories. It got some steam just being on that, you know, SoundCloud sort of deal. People were just like, yo, we like this, whoa, and it pushed her into that success range, which is the look that we're creating today. Her album Pure Heroine, I always feel like I'm saying that word wrong, but I think that's what it's called, was released in that following year, with royals being on that album. I think this next part will come as no surprise when I say that the song Royals did incredible numbers, like crazy incredible numbers. In which, side note, Royals was actually written by Miss LORDE herself, and it was written in about 30 minutes. I thought that was funny. I was like, what the? That's crazy. What I'm using now is just like any sort of natural nude color that kind of fits your eyelid. I put a primer on. Now I'm just going in with like a nude color on top to set it, and then I'm gonna do some like liner-ish actions. So the next part I'm gonna kind of do a voiceover of, but essentially I'm going to align it with the liner and then smudge it with a sort of smudge brush that I have here to kind of give it that cool, fun, cut creasy kind of vibe. So should be interesting. So just in case it looks a little bit messy, I ended up doing my eye and then it ended up looking pretty effed up, and then I'm redoing it again. So bear with me if it kind of is looking a little weird. All I did was add a nude tone to the bottom and then added a black liner on the water kind of line of the upper eye, fanned it out, and then used a flat angled brush to create the crease. The first time around I tried to add color to it, it looked terrible, but now I think this is a bit more doable. Anyways, so as I'm doing that in slow motion with all my weird facial expressions, just wanted to say that obviously Royals was the biggest song of that time frame. It was said that the album sold over 1 million copies in February of 2014, becoming the first debut album by a female artist since Adele's 2008-19 album. It was nominated, Pure Heroine was Grammy nominated for Best Vocal Album and sold 4 million copies worldwide. Tennis Court reached #1 in New Zealand, and then Team charted at #6 in the United States. So overall, it did really well. The music video was directed by Joel Kefali and was released on LORDE's YouTube channel on May 12th, 2013. In a Huffington Post interview, she did say that she felt that having herself in the actual music video seemed kind of like unimportant. She felt like the music video was kind of, you know, just its own sort of piece. Having her in there was kind of like mundane and boring, but all in all, she did make that debut in that song. And let's see, to this day, the song has, 4.3 million likes and 891 million views on YouTube. So it was a big song, it was a great song, and it was a fun look to recreate, minus my little bit of hiccups. I think mine is a little bit more dramatic looking at hers. Hers seems a little bit smaller and less fanned out as mine, but hey, you get the gist. Today was a hard one. I really tried, and I'm not mad at this look, but again, I'm like, it's a little much. But hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you guys so much again for stopping in to watch. Let me know who I should do down in the comment section below. And yeah, down below I'm going to let you guys know what the products were that I used as well for this official look, because the ones I used before, trash. Anyways, enjoy y'all's day, and I will see you guys later. See ya.